Very good evening to you guys. Welcome to the flight tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing a flight from Rome into Naples, and we're going to be using the TUI Fly 737 3.39 Zibo. And weather looks really nice today. We've got the Italy Orthos in as well, which were downloaded last night. Beautiful aircraft. Let's hope that we've got some really nice scenery today. And don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below. With that all said and done, let's get into the cockpit and start her up. Okay, so let's go into the cockpit. So we've got our battery on and guarded, standby power's on and ground power can go on as well. Put our batteries or our DCs to background power, so we'll start the nav up for the IRS. Once we've done that, we can arm the emergency lights, put our fasten seat belts to auto, can test our probe heat and turn all of them on. We can turn our trim air on and we'll turn our packs on as well. Go ahead and get the APU started. And we've done that, we're waiting for the APU to come on. We'll go ahead and set our route up and just put the position in so it's automatically aligned. Anyway, once we get down to the IRS being aligned, so what we can do is, as you can hear, the APU's coming on. So we're going from Lima, India, Romeo, Alpha. There we go. So we'll shove that into there. Which will then light us up like a Christmas tree, and then we're going to Naples, which LRIA to Lima, India, Romeo, November. Okay, so we'll go to our departure, and for the departure we've got the Ratir 5 Zulu. So there's the Ratir 5 Zulu, we're going from runway 15, and then we'll put the Ratir 15 Zulu in, which is all good. Next up on our legs, we're going direct to Cipro. So Sierra India Papa Romeo Oscar, and then we'll take the Zulu 803 to Tango Echo Alpha, and then we'll be taking the 1 Foxtrot to Comediva. So we'll go to our route, activate that. Go to our perf, which is a cost of 1, reserves of 1, and our cost index today is going to be 74. Okay, flight levels 190. Do our takeoff performance as we are at max weight today. Okay, that's cool. Go to takeoff, we'll go to flaps 10. As you can see, even with flaps 10, it's at 149, so it's just a really heavy one today. Okay, so that's all good. Now let's go in and shove all of that information up here. So we've got a 155, we've got 190. It's a very short flight today. There we go, there's 190. So let's turn the flight directors on, the auto throttle can go in. Now the APU's ready, we'll go in and change everything up, put that to the APU gen, the yaw damper can go on because the IRS is aligned. Now let's turn the APU bleed, let's set our landing altitude and our cruise, which is 19,000, and the elevation for Naples is 223. So we'll keep that 200. Everything's all good here. So now let's turn on our pumps, get our anti-collision on, ready to go, and now we'll call the tug. Okay. So we'll shut the doors, we'll set off the chucks, and the ASU can go off as well. Doors will be automatically shut. Got our weather radar, and we've also got our terrain radar as well, which is nice. We use that when coming down into Naples, as we've got mountains around us.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so let's release the parking brake, which is now on.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you very much. So let's go and start engine number 2, so we turn our electric on and hit the ground. Okay, so engine number 1 and 2 are back on. If we do our QNH, we'll get that from the ASUS. So we'll go on to our ASUS request, and then we'll go to LIRA, click that in, send that, that will give us our ASUS report. I think the altimeters are 1022, so we'll go over and shove that in because I am certain it is 1022 when I looked just a minute ago. And then that will come, VHF in progress, so he'll come and send us that.
Operation complete, set parking brake.
Okay, set parking brake set. Turn the brakes at
Disconnecting
RTO.
tow, stand by.
And now if we come and have a look at our ASUS, yeah, 1022. As time variable 2 knots, view at 2000, 1022. Okay, that's all fine. Not too worried. Okay, so let's tell him that we're happy. What we're going to do is turn our
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you, bye bye. Okay, so we're all now set to go, ready to head out the airport. We're going to come out to the end of the gate, and then we're going to turn left onto Alpha and then swing a right onto Alpha Alpha, and that's runway 15. So there's our flaps 10 coming in. And what we can also do is check our legs for no discontinuities, which there isn't. And what I also want to do is go back to takeoff and have a look at the cost. Okay, doesn't want to usually it has a percentage, but doesn't matter. Okay, so we're all ready to go now, so let's release the parking brake and let's taxi on out to runway 15. Now the cockpit is pretty dark, as we've got the sun behind us. So we'll go down Alpha now. Check out the wing view. Okay, so we are quite heavy today, which will be quite nice to see. As you can see, we've got the dark cockpit, but the sun's over to the left. So we taxi on down to Alpha. That'll be our hold for runway 15, which is right here. quick little departure and a quick taxi as well. Okay, so here's Alpha Alpha hold. And once we pass the hold short line, we'll put our strobes on and our wings. There we go. Okay, so now let's put our strobes on. Can put our runway turn-offs on, taxis can go off, wing and wheel can go on as well.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, so we're all set to go. Just entering 15 now, as we are going to use up all of this runway to get out. It's not a very long one either, so let's see what we can do. I'm going to stabilise the engines before we actually release the parking brake, so we'll stabilise them at 40 and then we'll get going. Okay, so let's go and turn on our taxi lights off, and landing lights can go on. What we can also do is arm the LNAV and VNAV. What we can also do is activate the LNAV and VNAV and arm it. Okay, so let's get cracking. Let's start the clock and get ready to rock and roll. So let's get 45% on the clock this time. We'll let that stabilise. Now release the brake and toga. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Check. And now we'll start to make that right turn. Got a little bit of turbulence, just a little bit.
$1,000.
Check. So as we are quite heavy, wait till we start speeding up a little. Okay, so we'll make that right and then we're going to swing a left in. It's passing 3,200 now. Okay. Flaps can go to flaps 1. Okay, now let's turn on the autopilot. So LNAV and VNAV are now engaged. Let's turn the bank angle limit to max. We can now go flaps up. Okay, so now make that left turn away now as we head over into Naples. Very quick flight, it's not very long at all. About 30 minutes, so it should be a very quick one. Have a flight level 19, so we're not climbing to the end of the world. Okay, so what we can do now is change over to our standard QNH. As we're now at 245. Got some lovely mountains in front of us. And basically that was our departure, guys. So we're just going to get back on course for the LNAV, and then we'll straighten ourselves back out and enjoy some lovely views. So 10,000 now, little beep, time to switch off the landing lights, turn off our runway turn-offs, our wheel well can go off, and everything's all good. Now over 10,000, we'll climb to our cruising speed. Which is going to be 320 knots. For 190, we're going to go to the climb of 305. Okay, so just reaching 300 knots, landing lights are off. Can do our after takeoff checklist, which is going to be as follows. So after takeoff, our takeoff was, so altitude was 400, we set the autopilot, flaps are retracted, auto brake is off, engine start switches are to auto, which they are indeed, which is check. 10,000 landing lights off, which is set, and our altimeter is set to standard 1013. Okay, so that's our after takeoff checklist complete. As we are very heavy, you see the aircraft's still at max. We're only doing 1200 feet per minute, so it should be a nice one for the arrival. And I'll make sure that we get all of the wing views in, etc. So let's turn on our terrain radar. And also, actually, let's see what our weather's saying. If we get the weather to work. So I think we've only got the terrain radar in at the moment. So there we have it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's time for our takeoff cinematics through them as we are. Okay, so time for the take-off cinematics. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the departure, and I will see you all in a minute. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now we are making our descent down to runway 06. Going to be using the ILS Yankee, which means we'll get to POM around 5,000 Ischia, and then we'll descend down through 4,000 and then intercept the localizer or glide slope for 3,000, and then by Delta 4 we need to be at 1,660, which I've already set, which is all good. So let's have a little look out the window, see what's going on. Oh, that's a lovely view. The Orthos. Lovely view of Italy as we are now going to set about making our way down. For our arrival, let's open up our speed brakes. Flickering, something to do with the clouds. By the time we get to our first outer ring, we'll be at 5,000. So let's get this aircraft all set up, ready to come in. So we've got our decision altitude, which is 680 on the Barrow. So let's go ahead and do that. Which is 680. Very annoying when you're doing these little fiddly things. So we've got a Barrow of 680, which is set. Do the other one now. Which is 680. What we can do now is just quickly check the weather, and then we'll do the ILS quick. So let's go into here, ATIS and Lima, India, Romeo, November. There we go, let's send that off. QNH for the airport is 1023. There we go, 1023. Now let's go over to the first officers and put the 1023 in. There we go, 1023. Need to be at 5,000 by the time we make that turn. Let's go in and put the ILS in as well. So we've got 110.15 at a 51 course. Five one. And 182 for our heading, which is 11015. 110 15 110, 15. Okay, and because we are near now, we can go ahead and activate them. Okay, which is all good. What we'll do is we'll do a wing view of the cinematics. So we've got our barrow, which is set. We've also got our QNH, which is also set. Let's keep these speed brakes open, as we do need to come down, as we're just a little bit just over 250. Right now our speed needs to be 240, then 235, 225, 206. So I'm gonna let the VNAV do majority. So what we'll do is we'll put the VOR lock on now for when we do intercept for the ILS. So we've got our auto brake set to number 2. We are under 10,000, so landing lights can go on. We'll turn our taxi lights also and get the wheel well ready, and we'll tell the cabin that we are getting ready to come down.
Auf Ihre Plätze zurückkehren und sich dort wieder anschnallen. Vielen Dank.
Okay, so down to 6,003 now. So set the QNHs back to the airports. Just make sure that is 1023. No. There we go. 023. Okay, just coming down now forward 5,000. And the VOR lock is now intercepted. We'll continue the VNAV until we get down to 3,000, and then we'll wait for the glide slope and then come into the airport. Okay, so for the first outer ring we need to be at 5,000. Okay, we're looking all good. Everything seems to be all good in the hood. So 235, so we'll decel in just a sec. The aircraft is pretty heavy. Okay, so we're now at our flaps up speed, which is 25, so we need to be at 206. Once the glide slope starts to come down, then we'll drop down, so let's go to 189, flaps 2. That will stabilise down at 3,000 and wait for the glide slope to come into view, and then we'll drop the gear down. We're going to be quite heavy today, so I'm not going to let's go to flaps 5. Need to be at 173. So we'll drop the gear now and go to flaps 15. glide slope's now coming down. We've already got the gear down, the airport's in sight. So what we can do now is we get one bar over, we can then disconnect the auto throttles and autopilot. Okay, so let's disconnect. Okay, all the throttles disconnected as well, and now let's come down. Check. Got the airport in sight anyway. We'll get around the side of this mountain and then we'll level back off. Got the airport in sight, so we'll just make sure we get down on the glide path. Okay. Put a bit of trim in.
1,000.
Let's get the aircraft down a bit more.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Some wind coming from the left. Let's keep her nice and steady. Don't want to make too much corrections as we are going quite fast, so the corrections will make the glide slope literally jump up to you. Okay, let's level off now. Continue.
Approaching minimums. $400. $300. $200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, so reversers are up, then speed brakes are up also. Gauge passes through 100 knots now. 65 will then let the reversers go back to idle. There we go, so let's let the reversers out and we can turn off the taxiway. And there we are, guys, down in Naples. So we can turn off here. Okay. We'll take this right here. Okay. So we'll make our right turn now off the taxi runway. Once we pass the hold, then we'll turn off our strobes back to steady, and we can also turn the landing lights off too. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start to go down. We can turn our runway turn-offs off, keep our taxis on. Let's get these all up quick if they want to work. There we go. Bum bum. Strobes to steady, and everything else can stay as is. Hey, so I'll see you guys in a minute, and hope you enjoy the cinematics. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching tonight. Okay, so we can turn our strobes back to steady, which they are. And everything else is all good. What we can also do is get the APU up and running. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to taxi into the gate stand, which is right here. Flickering's coming from the clouds, not really sure why. Does it with the cumulus. Or cumulus. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks a lot for joining tonight, and I'll see you all again on the next flight. So take care for now, and have a safe journey.